So it's Friday and I'm not at home. I've actually left my house. It's because we're at VidCon. Yay! Ben's here too. Hey! Show your badge. It says student on it because he's a student. He's learning from the best. He's learning from me, obviously. Maybe not. So yeah, so we're at VidCon. So it's a Friday today. So all there is today is the opening show. So I'll try and get some footage of that. But if I didn't get much, those of you who follow me on Instagram will have seen it on my stories. Those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, you missed it. Sorry, because I'm talking in the future from the past. I'm tired. I had a nap in the car and that was a bad idea. Because I am half asleep. Comments?
Can confirm you are tired.
Thanks. Real nice. So it's VidCon day 2. I didn't do a rundown of yesterday because I was really tired by the time we got home and I just had dinner, edited, and then went to bed. So quick rundown of yesterday. The opening show wasn't as good as last year, so it was much smaller. There wasn't as many people there wasn't as much going on. There was kind of only 3 acts, but it was still really fun and I still definitely got hyped up for the weekend. So today, as I said, for those of you who are on Patreon and so what I'm doing on VidCon Patreon video, I've got a networking session right now in the morning, so that's just to meet other creators and network, obviously. What are you doing this morning?
I'm going to a panel by the team behind the Try Guys, so Miles and 2 other people.
Miles!
Moderated by Ned.
Ned!
And it's about the team, and because I'm kind of your team.
Yeah,
Kind of make sense?
You're my team. That's why you've got a team badge. Well, you don't. You have a creator badge, but I like pretending you're my team. So today is the last day of VidCon. I didn't do a rundown yesterday because by the time I got home and I typed up all my notes from yesterday and everything, I just didn't have time or the energy and I just went to bed. So quick rundown of yesterday. It went really well. I had a networking session in the morning that was really fun and I made loads of new friends and met lots of new people. And then later there was a panel held by Hank Green, which was so much fun. It was really informative. I learned so much, but it was actually hilarious because he decided to show us a document he didn't initially think he wanted to show us. And so he ended up opening up his Google Docs in front of everybody, and there was some confidential stuff in there and stuff that hadn't yet been released in there, so he was trying to scroll past it really quickly and it was really funny. I also got to take a selfie with Ned Fulmer from the Try Guys, which was really fun because, as you guys know, I really like them, and we also saw them do a game time down under, which was really funny. I will be better at doing a rundown at the end of today because I'm also posting this at the end of today, so I'll make sure to have everything finished. I'll try and vlog some stuff today while I'm here, but because when I'm here I'm doing panels and networking and stuff, I'm a bit busy, so I may not be able to. So I guess you guys will find out if I ended up filming today or not.
So we just came back from VidCon and Jess is a little bit tired.
Too much socializing. Too much work.
More importantly, Nanny is being very clingy. Very happy that we're home.
Yeah, I'm happy I'm home. I just want a nap. I have so much work to do and I just want a nap. I know I look exhausted. It's because I am. But I'm still going to do obviously the rundown of today and the positivity segment because I haven't actually done that yet this week. So today was the last day of VidCon and I went to a few panels again and some networking stuff. The panels that I went to one about what does a talent manager do. So a talent manager is kind of like an agent, and it was really interesting to find out what's beneficial in that kind of a relationship and what to look out for if you're looking for an agent or a talent manager and that kind of stuff. Obviously, I'm not at that point of my career yet, but it's so interesting to have that information so that when I'm at that point, I already kind of have a baseline of information. I also went to a really fun networking session, which was all about fandoms and creators who work within fandoms and fandom culture and that kind of stuff, which was really interesting to meet other creators who are in similar fandoms than me and then others who are in completely different fandoms, and to be able to share kind of our knowledge was really fun. Overall, I'd say VidCon was really, obviously it was really fun and really informative and I learned so much. Now I have to actually go and type up my notes neatly into my computer and review everything, which is going to take a long time and I don't want to because I just want to have a nap. Thoughts on VidCon?
It was fun.
You're tired too.
Yeah.
We're so exhausted. A lot of people don't realize for creators that VidCon can be really tiring because it's 3 days of like pure like networking, meeting people, talking to people. It's a lot of socializing, and even for extroverted people it can be quite tiring, but like I'm an introvert and I'm just so exhausted. I just need to sit by myself so I can recharge. But for the positivity segment. So this week I want to talk about a quote that I saw, and I took a note of the quote but I forgot to take a note of who said it. So, oops. I guess you'll have to Google it if you want to find out who said it. But the quote is, "It's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see." And I think this is so important because we often look at stuff and then see it in different lights, and then that can cause arguments between people. Because if you see something in one way and someone else sees that same thing in a different way, it might feel like you're not understanding each other. But your perspective on something and understanding that other people have a different perspective is actually really important. Having a different perspective than someone else doesn't mean you're wrong or doesn't mean you're right. It just means you see things differently. Due to your upbringing, the culture and religion and political views you were brought up with, the kind of person you are, whether you're more optimistic or pessimistic, all these kinds of things will alter the way you see the same things. So instead of when you meet someone who has a different viewpoint than you and you decide to have an argument with them, you should look into why they think the way they do. This doesn't necessarily mean you'll agree with them, but it'll give you a different perspective on life that could actually help you. Learning different ways of looking at things and different perspectives of things can actually help you grow as a person and therefore give you more understanding of the people around you. This quote also has the idea of looking at something and seeing it for something more than it is. This is also very true of the people around us. You can look at someone and start judging them very easily, but you're not actually looking at them. You're only looking at one aspect of them, and getting to know them will show you different aspects of that person. I just think this quote is really interesting, and it has so many different angles and different ways you could see it. Haha, it's kind of a pun almost with the quote. So I think it's really interesting to see what you guys think of that quote, what it makes you think, and how you think you can apply it to having a more positive life. And now, I'm going to have a nap. So, bye!